As most of us are probably a bit bored or lost with the IPL ongoing and not really sure what level we're at. Obviously, the excitement will pick up the nearer we go to the playoff stages, but for now, we thought, given that there's not much else going on in the world of cricket, obviously there is the Bangladesh Sri Lanka Test series, which I'm sure everyone has been closely following, the timeout series. But we thought we'd mix things up and go back to an old age comparison slash best 11 type of an analysis. We've not done that. It'd be good to get you guys involved as well and let us know what you think in the comments. I will start off by doing our greatest ODI 11 with a few rules and stuff in place because otherwise it just becomes, a very statistical numbers game. We'll have a bit of, I guess, instinct, emotions, along with a bit of stats and performances, I guess, in our list. But we'll come with eventually with hopefully a combined, agreed gully to gully 11. But I guess I'm sure there will be certain cases where we'll have disputes where we will um, let you, the fans or our followers, decide who the correct pick should be. I've got Moin here with me, ready to fight it out. Come prepared with all your stats and numbers or anything.
Yep, all set, all set. Look, and just to give everyone just a bit of context, right? And we chose one day cricket, right? Because one day cricket has evolved so much. So it's actually quite challenging to rank everyone and evaluate everyone on the same level and on the same field, right? Because ODI cricket 20 years ago is like barely recognizable to what it is now. So we're gonna have to like discount a bit of the big run scoring today versus some of the strike rates of the past and sort of just try and see what works. But
some of
how
the
we're gonna do
dodgy action, spin bowling,
the dodge,
15-degree turns.
yeah, all that. The yes, but yeah, be good fun. Look, and the way it's gonna work is Zaid will first ask me for the first position. I'm going to give my suggested batter. Zahid will give his, and then we're going to debate it out, right? And we'll obviously have a list of two or three that we're going to throw into
Yeah.
into the mix, and we're just going to discuss it and then land at the choice that we think is most appropriate. The great thing about cricket is everybody will have a different
Yeah.
answer, right? And that's
Yeah.
what makes the game so wonderful.
Yeah.
But Zai, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, can I just, there's just, I guess, two more ground rules. I know we've sort of said a lot of rules, just bear with us, just because I'm sure people will get a bit emotional in the comments about why didn't you pick this player and that player. So we're trying to do this as objectively as possible in the sense that we're going to put, batsmen or players in the position that they've played in the majority of their career, or actually minimum maybe say 30 innings. You don't want to be putting like random people at number three batsmen at five because they're like four number
Yes,
threes that you want to fit in.
absolutely.
So, which is obviously, I think number three is probably the biggest debate, and we'll come on to that. I'm sure that's the
Yes,
although
it's gonna be.
although I have a clear pick, and I'm sure you do as well.
I
Um,
completely
and
do.
and the other thing is actually we haven't done a lot of preparation for this, so we don't forgive us. We're not going to like roll out stats and stuff, averaging of 58 point
Yeah.
whatever
None of
versus
this. None of this. This is gonna be
none of this. This
natural,
is
intuitive.
yeah
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Obviously, we'll have some innings and stuff that we remember and overall, but let's keep this as natural as possible. So
Yeah.
right, here we go.
And Zaid, what do you think? When we do the best 11, let's also do a comedy 11 also, just on the side. Okay,
Let's do it.
for every spot we pick a comedic person as well. How about that?
Yeah,
So
let's
best
go for
and
it.
worst 11.
Yeah. So my so let's start. I think I can make this short. I think the Australia team of 2003 1 to 11 is the greatest ODI 11 of all time.
You know,
Joke.
yes. I mean, it's sad
Minus
how
Shane
I
Warne.
think you're going to see a lot of them feature in here. But yeah,
No. I think Let's start. Okay, I'll start while asking you who's your number one. Oh, well, I guess number one and two opening is fine, right? I mean,
yeah. Number one and two, we should just do together,
if
right?
someone's
So
really sensitive in the comments about X batter used to face the ball, so you should put him at one. Apologies, but
no,
we'll
no,
put the openers together.
none of that. Look, I think one of these two spots needs to be taken by Sachin. Okay, From
Yeah.
my perspective, I think that's that's a sure shot, right? There's a
Yeah.
debate on whether you put Sachin in the middle order, but let's face it, this goes back to the ground rules, right? Sachin played most of his career in one-day cricket as an opener, so for me, he's my number two, because I know he preferred to bat as a
Yeah.
runner to the first ball, right? So Sachin is the first name I'm going to throw into the ring. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
not much debate there. And the other one, and I'll just and I'll give you two names, because it's a tough one. This Matthew Hayden and Rohit Sharma.
Right. Do you want to debate these, or do you want me to give you mine first?
No. Let's debate. And you. So why don't you bring up yours, and we're going to debate it.
I had Hayden and I actually had Sehwag instead of Sharma. Look, yes, Rohit Sharma is, I mean, double hundreds and 264s and all of that, but I think Sehwag is like the pioneer of that style of batting, right? So I think that for me is okay. Numbers wise, maybe I think Sharma is better, especially as an opener. Definitely he is. Obviously, his overall average is slightly discounted because of the beginning of his career. But I mean, it's again you go back to that adjustment of I don't know, deflation
No,
or inflation. And for me, but
no.
I have Hayden in there as well. So I think Hayden for me is
So I think
yeah.
Hayden wins it. Then no, look. So I thought about Sehwag, but I think people actually think Virender Sehwag was excellent in one-day cricket because of his style of play, but actually his stats in Test cricket were far superior. For me, he'd make it in. He'd be a strong contender in the Test 11, or in a modern
Yeah.
Test 11, because I think Sehwag averaged close to, or even higher than, or slightly below 50, right? I can't remember exactly, but his Test stats were off the charts. And I know you find that surprising, because Sehwag was an aggressive player who you'd think the limited overs would suit him more. It's similar to, I hate to draw this comparison, but like, how Shahid Afridi, everyone just laughs at how his Test stats, he averaged close to 40. Somehow these players tend to do really well in the Test arena. Of course, Sehwag is a class apart. Please, I'm not trying to compare, but just to
A good,
draw
good,
a.
good, good comparison is actually Adam Gilchrist because he's got similar
That's
test and ODI
actually right.
stats to
You're actually
Sehwag.
much better. You're so right. Adam Gilchrist, similar thing, but the difference with Adam Gilchrist though was he had a different role in the Test team, right? He came in at
Yeah,
number 7. He was never an opener, but you're right.
yeah,
It's a similar thing where his Test stats were better. So
yeah,
that's why I think Sehwag doesn't make it in the one-day
yeah.
11. I think if we were to think of pioneers, I think before Sehwag there was Sanajai Surya and Said Anwar who really pioneered that
Of
form of
course.
opening, right? And Kulwit
Yeah.
Rana as well, right? So then you go into, because Sehwag came a bit
Haynes
after.
and
So
Greenwich.
yeah, and then you really go back, So for me, I think I think we can agree then, Sachin and Hayden, right? Does that work?
Yeah, yeah. I guess. Sorry, I think it's resetting the rules. Do we need? Should we? People have actually seen play, or are you okay to go back way back in history?
Look, I am okay to go way back only because I think in one day cricket we will eventually veer towards more recent
All right.
batters, given how different the ODI game is now, right? So we are talking
All
about
right.
team that can compete in today's world, right? So
Yeah.
I think that would discount the. I know you're thinking of Ramiz Raja Zahid, but like just
Ijaz
discount him.
Ahmed.
His no, come on, his 100 of 130 40 balls that got us to, what is it, 220 for 2, and West Indies beat us by 10 wickets in the 92 World Cup. And Ramiz
Yeah.
Raja was happy with a century there. Yes,
Um,
that's a century that lost you a
yeah.
game, if anything. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, surprise, surprise, we're recording this on the day that Virat Kohli scored the slowest IPL century.
Oh my god, I
But,
can't believe I saw that. That's something.
but on that note, let's move on to number three. And I have to, I mean, look, for me, there are two like clear names here. But I've gone with, I mean, he is the GOAT, I think, Virat Kohli at number three. There's no comparison, at least in the modern era. Yes, the only other player I could think of was Viv Richards because of I've never seen him play.
That's what I'm going with.
But
We're gonna have a debate.
but I mean, Virat Kohli, the master of the chase. There's I don't know. I mean, literally,
Why
there's
don't we
nothing
have
more
an
that I can
impact
say.
substitute system, and only if we're chasing Virat Kohli comes in? Huh? How about that? No, look, I was torn between the two, but I would go Viv Richards. And look, let me get this with it. Virat Kohli is probably the greatest ODI batter in the modern game, but I don't think he's the same level as Sir Vivian Richards. And the only reason I say that is because think of the quality of bowling that Viv Richards faced. Right, I mean, he was there when the all-rounders, the the quartet of all-rounders, Imran, Kapil, Ian Botham, and Richard Hadley. Right, those four. Then he had the brilliant pace of Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis for Pakistan, and but then you also had some phenomenal bowlers like Dennis Lilly, Jeff Thompson. I think Jeff Thompson was a bit before when Richards was starting out. But I mean, you've got some phenomenal bowlers in that era. In fact, in multiple
Yeah.
eras that Viv Richards was part of, right? In fact, Waqar, did he face? I think he faced Waqar in one Test match or something. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but the quality of bowling he faced is just unparalleled. Like, I mean, the Dennis Lilly versus Viv Richards battle was something to be seen. Um, Virat Kohli, you have to concede, is at a time when batters reign supreme, right? If you think of the best bowlers going around outside India, the names you come up with, maybe Pat Cummins is there, a couple of others are there. They don't they don't
I mean,
rank.
no, that 180 odd not out in Bangladesh against Pakistan with the bowling attack of who was it? Umar Gul, Izaz Chima. Come on, I mean that's quite an attack,
Izaz,
right?
I mean, the sarcasm that's reeking when you mention Izaz Chima, and Muhammad Hafiz being the highest wicket taker. But yes, so you know what I mean? Like, so you get it, right? And then, you had
Yeah,
Abdul
yeah,
Qadir as a spinner, you had, you know, other phenomenal bowlers. So, I mean, that was really a great time.
yeah,
So, hence, I'm going to say Viv Richards. Now, it so happened that the greatest bowlers also in his own team.
yeah,
I would have loved to watch the Nets that would
yeah.
have taken place in those days, but yeah. So I go Viv slightly, but I
Is that one we leave to the fans?
I think we leave this to the fans. I think we leave this to the
Yeah,
fans. I think we're gonna have a debate there, but never mind.
yeah.
Now it gets
If it's a
interesting.
numbers game, then I think we know where this is going. Yeah. So number four. Why don't you go? Why don't you go with number four?
Well, that's very easy, right? I mean, number four is you know is a sure shot. Salim Malik, right?
Right, before you go to four, honorable mention number three, Ricky Ponting.
Oh
I
yes,
mean,
for sure, for sure. I mean, poor Ricky
if you're
Ponting.
looking
I
at a
mean, any
captain,
other position
I
you would
hope you
have.
have a captain in mind. But
No, for sure. Like, and see, if we didn't set those rules, you'd probably have Ponting at three and Kohli at four, or something. You do something like that. But we're not doing that. Okay, so we're not. Ricky Ponting, unfortunately, does not make
yeah,
it. Same way Rohit doesn't.
yeah,
So look, number four, and now I'm just really literally thinking on the spot here. Okay, there is a temptation in me to go Lara, but at the same time, I'm trying to sort of um, maintain a sense of objectivity and a sense of bias towards the modern game. With that in mind, I'm actually going to go with. What am I going to go with?
Babar Azam.
No, 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 no. EB de Villiers. Yes, South Africa. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, that was a blank. Okay, cut
That
that.
was who I had, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, EB de Villiers, how did that? That's why when you said today playing, but he's not playing today, but he is a member of the Mon game. So,
yeah,
okay, let's go back. Yeah, so it would so the number four, now this is where it gets quite interesting, but I would go with somebody who is arguably one of the greatest batters of the modern game. One, if not the greatest, especially in the middle order, and that is AB de Villiers. So that's my number four.
yeah. No arguments there. I think AB de Villiers. I had AB as well. Again, just that the way he's revolutionized ODI cricket. Fastest century. I think he still has that. No, he still has a record, does he?
He still,
Or
still
is
has it.
yeah.
Still has it. I think he still
Mm.
has it. But the thing
That
is,
one record that Pakistan had for so long.
no, 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 that wasn't the one record of Pakistan. So what are you saying? The one record Pakistan had so long was Saeed Anwar's 194, and then it
Yeah,
got
well,
beaten.
both.
No, I know he got
Fastest
both,
100
but
still.
but I think I can't remember which one came first. But the Said Anwar 194, I remember, was broken by that Zimbabwean. Remember
Charles
Zimbabwe?
Coventry. Yeah,
Yeah,
Charles Coventry.
commentary,
Yeah.
and only because he was 194 not out,
Not,
and then it
yeah.
got broken and broken and broken. But yes,
By Sachin and
um,
then
and then everybody, and then Rohit, of course. But yeah, this Shahid Afridi 100 of 36 got beaten by AB de Villiers. Look, AB de Villiers probably somebody who underachieved a lot in the international arena simply because he was part of a brilliant team that just did not win ICC tournaments, right? But I don't
yeah.
think anything can be taken away from the fact that he was the first Mr. 360 before being a 360 player became fashionable. So I think that that's a clear sure shot. Number
Yeah.
five, Zahid, why don't you have a go?
I've gone a little bit back in time. And it's not just about the, I guess, batting stats quality. It's more about I don't know, the mentality. Potentially my captain as well. I've gone with Steve Waugh. Because I think number five is a place where it's a tricky one because a lot of batsmen, especially in the modern era, you really, if you think of a number five, you really can't think of a single player. I mean, because people just keep floating around a lot, right? Um, so I've got Steve O, who is again, I think he was 5 and 6, but majority of the time he played at five. The crisis man, that innings in not the semi final of the World Cup in '99, but the pre knockout game for Australia, when he got 100. So I think it's just something about him. His stats are not exceptional to be honest. But yeah, I've gone with Steve O.
And is there any honorable mention on your end, or was it just a clear?
It wasn't a clear one. It's just I can't think of any other like obvious number fives out there. If I think about it, who was it? Again, Javardhan was four, I think, again, and sometimes he played at five. I think in the beginning of his career. Um, Yuvraj Singh probably the other one that I thought of. But again, even if you include Yuvraj's stats, there. I mean, he's played some great innings, but his stats are actually in terms of numbers, exceptional. So yeah, I mean, those are the two. Unless I'm missing a really obvious one. In
So
Zamam,
no, so I was gonna say, I look the few that I had in mind, and look, I can let the fans comment on whether we're being biased here, but I think it's not Inzamam, even though Inzamam was one of my favorite, well, probably my favorite player growing up because I grew up in that generation. He was a man for a crisis in a weaker team than Steve Waugh. But I was thinking of Javed Miadad. And this is where there's a bit of bias that may come in here. But, if you really consider the sheer impact of the innings and the runs that he scored, you can't look much beyond Miadad and Inzamam, right? And for me, Miadad just surpasses Inzi. Okay. Now
yeah,
there are, yeah, absolutely. There's Yuvraj Singh, so that was the other one I was toying with, and Yuvraj Singh obviously benefit of being able to bowl. But I think at number five, I want somebody who can accelerate, someone who is there when the team is 33, and someone who just knows how to win games from any position. And again, with Javed Miadad, he played against the best of the best, right? And probably even a higher quality than Viv Richards because he played against the West Indies fast bowlers, the Curtly Ambroses, the Marshalls, etc. Right? So I think for me, it's going to be Javed Miadad. But I know people will have different opinions, right? I thought of Lara as well, but again, Lara batted at four for a lot of his career.
yeah.
So for me, I think if I have to stay true to that, obviously Lara's ahead of Miadad as a quality player. But if we stick to a number five player, it's Javed for me.
My only counter to that would be I think Javed, looking at the stats, and I know we agreed to not look at the stats a lot, but I think he played mainly at four. I think he's got actually less than 30 innings at five. So that's the only thing I'd say.
Really,
um,
I'm surprised by that. I
yeah.
thought he was a number five,
No,
because I
he's got
know
27 innings at five and yeah, 160 innings at four.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. There you go. So, well, then Javed does not make it. Then yeah, let's we have to be strong about that. I mean,
Is there
it's
anybody else
not.
except Steve O? Is it really that easy?
No, no,
Suresh
no. It's
Raina?
not. It's not. It's not. We are clearly bottling this, Zahid. Now, what do people think? Like, I think if you come into today's world, you know, yeah, there's Yuvraj Singh. I remember there was. I mean, New Zealand always had those all
Michael
rounders.
Bevan? Michael Hussey?
He's
Hussey,
not five.
Bevan?
He's not five. He's six. No.
Hussey was five, no? Hussey was six,
Yeah,
right?
Mike
Yeah.
Hussey was actually more six because Andrew Simons used to play at five. But I have Hussey coming up now. Hussey and Bevan, it's very much coming up. But I don't know actually because I think we're a bit stuck. Why don't we come back to five? Let's
Um,
go to six.
yeah, look, I think for me, 6, 7, 8 are very easy. But why don't you go with six?
Six, I'm going Michael Bevan. There's no question.
Oh, wow.
The greatest finisher in the history of the game. There's no way that he doesn't make it into my 11. I know that he's taking up an all-rounder spot, but you'll see in my team, I sort of make up for it. Um, so I
Do you mind if we do you mind if we do like 6, 7, 8 in one go? Just because I know there might be some reshuffling within that. Because I think
yeah,
there's like, you can have like all rounders here and there with
oh
6,
no,
7, 8.
absolutely. So look, I was gonna go with Dhoni. Sorry, in order:
Yeah.
Bevan, Lance Klusner,
Oh, wow.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni. That's what I was considering. But the honorable mention when it came to Lance Klusner, because that's a tough one, right? Because I need to try and balance the
Yeah.
prior records with today. Is I thought of the great all rounders, the Kapil Devs, the Imran Khans. So there are those, and if you pick those, then they can slot in at six.
Yeah.
But I thought Klusner six is too high for Klusner. He was a seven. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
who,
fair enough.
who do you have?
Right. So Klusner I did not have. Yes, he had a phenomenal 99 World Cup and all. But I do think his stats are maybe slightly skewed, similar to Bevan by not outs. I went a bit more traditional, I think. So I went Dhoni 6, I went Imran 7, and I had Wasim at 8. So,
Yeah, so
which is, I
Wasim
guess,
was
the
coming in
traditional.
for me at nine. Wasim was coming in for me at nine. Now, look, I think in that case, so Imran Khan was my second choice. Now, again, I think um, his test stats were brilliant. His ODI stats were also very good, but they're not that same level. And I know we said we won't look at stats, but I think that's an important consideration in the assessment of all rounders, right? So, look, how about this then? Subject to it meeting the requirements, if Bevan can play at five, if he played more than 30 innings at five, we can
Yeah,
get Bevan at five, Dhoni
yeah,
at six, because Dhoni was also my keeper. And I know eight was a bit low for him, but six, seven, eight fluctuates. Dhoni at six, seven. I mean, it's Imran or Kapil Dev. You can decide. And eight, I had nine as Wasim Akram. So if you have eight as Wasim Akram, I'll take it.
yeah. I think that balance kind of works. Bevan had 33 innings at number 5, so he does qualify.
So now it's between
And
Bevan
his
and
average,
Steve Moore. I'm surprised. I'm sure we're missing someone. I'm sure some of the people watching will tell us who we're missing. Look, there is Yuvraj Singh, right? I keep coming back to
yeah,
Yuvraj, but I do feel that he had this one phenomenal World Cup,
yeah,
2011. But I do think that there are better players around
yeah,
that probably aren't coming to mind. But yeah, so maybe Bevan at five. Uh,
yeah. I'd.
but but I mean, it's just De Villiers at four, Bevan at five. Does that work? Is that a bit
No.
thin? Is that a bit risky? I mean, because De Villiers is a swashbuckling player, so maybe he needs someone a little more.
There, I
Civil.
well, there's one player which I think, yeah. I just need to check. So his confirm the number of games he played at that position, but now he's just come to mind. For me, actually, unfortunately, he does not qualify in the ODIs. He actually didn't play a lot of ODIs, so that doesn't really work. He's actually more of a
Who?
number four. Um, I had Kevin Peterson.
No, Kevin Wilson played four. So I would say five. It could be Lara. Actually, if you just Lara may have played more than 30 innings. Fine.
Did
Because
he?
sometimes he used to promote Marlon Samuels at four. It used to be Sarvan, Samuels, and Lara. In that case, I think Lara wins it.
Rylar had 39 innings at number
There we go.
five, but
I
his
think.
average is pretty awful though. But yeah,
Really, what is it?
oh, his average is 30 at number five.
Yeah, well, he was, I think, past his swan song. Sorry, past his best.
Yeah,
So I don't know. That's an interesting one. So let's go with. Hello. What do you think? I think I would go Lara over War because look, War was part of a phenomenal team, right? I always have this little
yeah,
thing about Australia that just was a brilliant
yeah,
team. It's easy to do well when you've got brilliant players all around you. But Lara was
true.
there during the demise or the downfall of the Windies. So
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, we can even have ABD at five and Lara at four, which is the other
yeah, we
critical
could do
captain.
that. I don't mind. I don't mind. So Lara four, ABD five, Dhoni six,
Yeah,
Imran seven. You know, and eight is Wasim Akram. And then we go to the bowlers.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you
So now,
pick
given that,
nine, 10, and
yeah, right. So, look, given that we've got Imran and Wasim already as your um, and you've got Sachin to do a bit of whatever he used to do, mix of
whatever you used to do.
spin. Yeah. So I've gone with two spinning options and another pacer, and very straightforward again. I think it's Warren, Murli, and Glenn McGrath.
So
There
I
was
think that's a
one
good
more in my
three
mind. It
as
was actually yeah. The only one I was considering actually, and this might be slightly left field for some, but yeah, again, I said no stats, but his stats are insane.
who? Sorry,
Curtly, Curtly Ambrose.
Ambrose. Yeah. Um. So I'll tell you what I would have gone with. I was going to go with only one spinner. And that's because I
Right.
just think in one day cricket, because Tendulkar is your second spinner. And if I
Right.
go with one spinner in one day cricket, so in Test cricket, Shane Warne. One day cricket, it's a lot closer between Murli and Shane Warne. In fact, Murli's stats are better, but I have a sort of penchant for and just a love for leg spin. So I'm going to just stick
Yeah.
to my guns and go Shane Warne. Right. That's the one
Yeah.
I'm going to pick. So he bats
Yeah.
nine
Yeah.
and 10 and 11. So we are agreed on McGrath, right? 100%. Now,
Yeah.
the other one is like I had a lot of names. I had the likes of Shane Bond, right, in my head, but I just don't think he had the longevity to make it into
Yeah.
this 11, right? I had, if you go back in time, I had Courtney Walsh. I even considered Curtly Ambrose, but I thought of the West Indies. Obviously, I thought of Akar Yunus as well. But then I had to
Malcolm
just
Marshall.
but Malcolm Marshall didn't play much one day cricket, right? Because he was,
Yeah.
I think he was at a time. And
Yeah.
for me, Malcolm Marshall is the greatest West Indian
Yeah.
fast bowler. For me, he's number
Yeah.
one. He makes it into my all time 11, like 10 out of 10
Yeah.
times. But I don't think he has the stats in one day cricket. He hasn't played enough, right? So, I'm going to go with, so I would have gone with Alan Donald, right? White Lightning. For me, I think he and Wasim Akram, just that during the 90s,
Yeah.
they were the
True.
best. Look, it's very close. And you may want to check Malcolm Marshall and how many ODIs he played, because if he did play a substantial amount, he would definitely get in over Arnold Donald. But I just want to test what I said was correct, because I saw him
Yeah.
more as a test bowler.
Yeah. So Marshall he played 136 ODIs. But his stats are not that exceptional actually. His average is 27 with the
His
ball.
average is
Oh,
27.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's not bad. Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty good. He 136 ODIs. And Alan Donald, what was his average? I
I think
think
Donald was much better. Donald was. 160 games, 21, 22.
Yeah, it's tough. Look, Mal, this is where it gets really tough in ODI cricket. It gets super tough here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can pick.
I'd go Donald actually. Surprise,
You
surprise.
go Donald. Yeah.
I just had,
So
so I
who
know
will
it's
go?
a bit of nostalgia because I actually saw him bowl Malcolm Marshall a good bit before our time.
Yeah,
Although I
but look,
guess you could say
but
same.
definitely, I do think Malcolm Marshall was a better bowler than Alan Donald. But I do think if you were doing an ODI 11, whether it's
Yeah,
longevity in the ODI circuit, whether it's and we're doing a modern ODI 11 in the sense that they can go out and play tomorrow. And you're looking at so where you're just having one eye at the stats. I just think Alan Donald just edges it, but not in tests though. We'll do a test 11, and I think that'll be a different story. Um,
right.
Look, but I'm going to come back to 7. Do we
Yeah,
think, right, Imran Khan is the one? Because there are quite a few all rounders. It could be any of the other 3 or Klusner, right? Obviously, we're not considering Callis because Callis just didn't play there. For everybody I know we all
yeah,
try to fit Callis in, but we've just tried to be really true to the fact that Callis would play most of his
yeah,
innings the number 3 or 4 and he doesn't make it. So
yeah. Or someone like a Chris Gaines, the ICC trophy innings in 2000, like
the one
similar
time,
to
I mean, why not Scott Styrus? No, or Chris Harris. No, look, I think Imran Khan. I think he just, Lance Klusner maybe is a bit skewed by that brilliant
yeah,
'99 World Cup. Imran
yeah,
Khan played it, in a time of arguably, the best quality,
yeah,
80s and early, well, mainly the 80s.
yeah.
So yeah, for me, I think Imran Khan, it makes sense, and I think that means we have a good balance. So we've got some of the golden generation and some
Yeah.
more modern players. So let's go through our 11 then. Hayden,
Right. So yeah, Hayden, Sachin, Richards, not Kohli, Lara, AB de Villiers, MS Dhoni at 6, Imran Khan at 7, Wasim Akram 8, Kane Warne 9, Donald 10, McGraw 11.
I think that's right. Just a
I think
question of
what I like about this is barring the obvious South Africans, all the remaining 9 have won a World Cup. So, match winning or tournament winning pedigree counts.
absolutely, absolutely right. And look, I think honorable mentions definitely go to Malcolm Marshall, definitely go to Virat Kohli, right? I mean, there was some, I would even put Javed Miandad there as well. Um, it's obviously really tough, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure people will have, and number and 12th man, John T. Rhodes, right? The best fielder,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
I'm not picking, I know people pick number 12 as the person who narrowly missed out on the 11, in which case it'd probably be Kohli or Malcolm Marshall, maybe Kohli.
Yeah.
But I think number 12 should be what number 12 does, which is fielding, and that's the best. That's
Yeah.
John. So let's go there.
Yeah.
Who's your captain? It should be easy, I think, but who's your captain?
Is it that easy? I don't know.
It's
I
easy.
think we should do a poll.
We'll do a poll, but I think you know where my vote is going.
I know, bias aside, Sachin Tendulkar.
No, 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 no.
No,
Well,
look. I mean, come on. Here's the big debate, right? MS Dhoni versus Imran Khan. Here we go.
yes, it's Imran versus MS Dhoni. I actually, yeah, it's between them. I mean, I go Imran and MS as vice captain. I mean, Imran Khan led a
Yeah,
weaker team compared to MS Dhoni, but I know MS Dhoni is one of the greatest thinkers of
yeah,
the game. Like
yeah.
his
I mean,
intuition
yeah. I
is,
think,
it's
yeah,
for Imran, it's about that belief, the never say die. That's what makes Imran brilliant, right?
yeah,
Yes, he had an unbelievable. Both Dhoni and Imran have a great read of the game. And they're
yeah,
great readers of the game. But Imran's strength was the belief. MS Dhoni's strength was his intuition, right? He could
yeah,
intuitively just do things that didn't make sense to anyone else. But
yeah,
once he did it, you'd almost start scratching your head and be like, "What? Like that was so
yeah,
obvious." Like but
yeah,
but it wasn't before, right? So it's a question of what you
yeah.
value more. But I think they're both.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a bias there, but I'm going Imran.
I'll join you in the bias there then, I guess.
Oh,
And
sorry,
that
sorry,
confirms the
sorry.
fact that this this episode will never be aired in Pakistan. So there you go.
There you go. No. I mean, yes. I mean, you could. MS Dhoni has one more ICC one-day
Yeah, but this is
trophies
World
than
Cup
Imran.
only.
So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's
that's
true.
like. But then
One World
again,
Cup.
in Imran's time, there was no Champions Trophy. But anyways, we could do this forever.
Yeah.
That's my number 11. And now a really quick, and this is the fun part of the video.
Yeah.
The I don't call it the worst 11 because then you just have all your number 11s as batting positions and your batters in ODI in bowling positions. It's your comedy 11, okay? And I'm gonna start.
Right.
Wajahatullah Vasti. At number 1, Muhammad Hafiz, take your pick. But no, sorry.
Especially if
Imran
Dale
Farhat.
Steyn. Oh,
Imran
there. Yeah,
Farhat.
that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
Who?
If Dale Steyn is playing the opposition, then I'll have Mohammad Hafiz for sure.
No.
And unfortunately, you would have a lot of Pakistanis, I guess, in this team just because of our knowledge.
Zahid, did we miss Dale Steyn instead of Alan Donald?
No, that's not even that's not a competition for me.
I don't know about that actually because you want pace, right? I know Wasim and Imran could also be express pace. They were in their heyday, but they then veered quite quickly into fast medium, right? They were express for a short while. No. I don't know. Okay, fine. We've made our decision. It's gone. We've gone Alan Donald, but Dale Steyn does pack a punch as the express bowler.
I would. So back to your comedy 11. I mean, Vasti, that semi-final 99 innings.
Maybe if we did a one-hit wonder 11, I think he makes it. Okay, but let's just But Bakri 11, Imran Farhat. That's what I'm.
I'd go Imran. Actually, I'd go Imran Farhat and Ahmed Shahzad actually to open.
Okay, so we're going all Pakistan, are we?
I don't know. Do you have any other better?
Yeah, Cummings. Picks? Remember Cummings, New Zealand Cummings, the guy who they tried to promote every time and he failed every single time. Like it was just like, always we out 10 for 1. Here we go, Craig Cummings. So that's my 2. Okay, number 3.
Yeah, sorry, I've just had a random brain fade. Brain wave for number 5 for our team. Shakib Al Hasan. But anyways.
We want World Cup winning players. Sorry, Shakib. It's a very close call, but I don't think Shakib makes him the greatest ODI 11. Again, I don't you have to discount the modern era a bit when it comes to batting stats.
Back to comedy 11. So we got let's go Craig Cummins and Imran Farhat.
Yes.
Number 3. Again, I can think of like Salim Ilahi type players.
No. I'm thinking of, for me, number 3 is very easy. James Vince.
Oh yeah, England's finest.
That guy who looked so good for so long, but he was just so bad. I remember every time, he looked so good. He hit this beautiful cover drive, and then that exact same shot will produce an outside edge, and then and the commentators would keep bigging him up every time. Oh God.
Yeah. No. Fair point. I got James Vince at 3. Number 4. I've got a number 5 or 6. Number 4. Darren Lehman, where did he play? Where did Darren Lehman play?
No, he's 5. Right? He's by 5. He is my 100% number 5. I'm not even debating 5. My number 4.
Yeah, Darren Lehman at 5.
My 4 is Scott Styrus.
Oh, there you go. Another one.
For me, the most average player of all time. And I can't believe that New Zealand team was so successful in bilaterals and all. But it was crazy. You had Fleming and Astle, and then you had basically an elongated tail, right? Stylus at 4. 5. And then number 6.
6, I have a random one. I'm not sure if you remember this player. He got tried a lot by India. I don't know because he had some special connection with Ganguly or something. This guy called Dinesh Mongia.
I remember that guy. I mean, where he was just
blast from the past.
Mongia. Oh my God, yeah.
Not the keeper Mongia. This other. He's like a random.
I know.
He's number 5. He's a left-handed guy. I think, and he was very stylish. Looked very good, but
I'm happy with that.
A flop. Number 7. I have another random one. You may not remember him. I just remember him from like the late 90s England team. Mark Elam.
No, I wasn't going there. I was going to go. There's a lot of England that should make it into this team. We forgot Mark Butcher. We forgot all those players. But number 7 for me goes to what position? There were those two. Was it Dominic Cork and Alan Mullally?
No,
They
they
were
were
they
like
8 and
lower
9.
down.
They
They
were
were low
8
down. They
and
were
9.
yeah. Cork was like number 8.
But
Manali was like number 11 type.
yeah, but we need a keeper, right? So 7 should be none other than the great
Amran Akmal.
um
No, he's
Tatenda.
top order.
Oh yeah, let's go. I was going to Tatenda Taibu, but actually wasn't bad. Yes, let's go Kamran Akmal.
Wait. We haven't put Omar Akmal in this team. How can we not have Omar Akmal?
How can we not? Sorry. I take everything I have. Who was our number 6?
Dinesh Mongia. Well, Dinesh
Yeah, okay.
Mongia at
So let's
6.
just get Omar Akmal in there. Omar
Yeah.
Akmal at 6. 7 is the um is Kamran Akmal. So the Akmal brothers, right?
There.
8 is my favorite player, Khalid Mahmood. I don't know what he did,
Oh, for my.
but he was just there, right? He had
I
that.
only
I think
remember
it
him
was
from
the
that 99 victory against
yeah.
Pakistan.
That's the only one thing that for some reason we all gave our wickets away. You know what I have to say about that game, but I won't say it on air. But there you go. Um, and then you have I know who
And
number 11 is.
number
Junaid Zia.
9.
Junaid Zia. Let's do
Oh,
number 11 as Junaid Zia.
is it number
For
11? I thought he
those
was
who
like an
don't know,
all-rounder type.
Junaid Zia. No, he was 11. No.
All right. I thought he was like some. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, fine. Junaid, actually, I had another one. He played a lot more than people gave him credit for, but he's similar to the Craig Cummings example where you just kept playing him, hoping that he would come good. Was Mohammad Sami like that guy?
Muhammad Sami, what a shout! That guy. I mean, he had so much promise, and I don't know where it
Of,
went. I mean,
of all people, Imran Khan used to really back him
yeah,
when
Imran
he
Khan
used to be like
always
an
used to
analyst.
back him, and he always was a great sort of had a great eye for talent. But the thing with with Mohammad Sami was, I think his earlier stats were inflated by the quality around him. So you had
Yeah,
all these great bowlers around like Wasim Wakar, Shoaib. And then
yeah,
you had Sami, and I felt batters would either just relax a bit against Sami and lose their concentration a bit. And also some of the like the hat trick he got was against the absolute tail, right? So I do
yeah,
think that when he had to lead and spearhead the attack, he dwindled
yeah,
and faded away.
yeah.
Great shout, Muhammad Sami. So Khalid Mahmood, Muhammad Sami.
Junaid Zia.
Okay, this is starting to become a real subcontinental feel here. So
Actually,
no,
another one.
okay, let's put Junaid Zia out. He didn't play enough. Let's bring in
Yeah.
the great Dominic Corks of this world.
I have another one from the subcontinent, probably another 9, 10, 11. Lakshmi Pati Balaji.
No, I liked him. No. I
Really?
liked him. You can't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, you have Venkatesh Prasad. I mean, the only thing he did was that Amir Sohail wicket. But Prasad used to bowl at 122 Ks an hour.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, he doesn't go in a flop 11 for sure. Oh, I mean, look, you've got so many. You've got the Tino Best, Fidel Edwards. You've got
Yeah. I mean that West Indies like post Ambrose Walsh generation has got so many, but who else is there?
Andre Nell,
Non Pakistan.
the guy who
He
had
was
all the attitude but no skill. Andrew
there's
Andre
him.
Nell. Oh no, let's go
Yeah.
Chris Harris. Remember that New Zealand guy
Oh,
who
of
bowled?
course. Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
poor.
He was an all rounder. He was like number 7 or 8 type.
Eight. Okay, we can bring him 8. Mahmood 9. No, it doesn't matter. Sami
Sami
10.
10.
And you need a spinner.
Uh,
Ramesh Pawar. Remember that guy?
oh yeah.
That
I
in
remember his
Sabah
glasses as well.
single-handedly destroyed his career. Ramesh Pawar. Oh, I'm sure there's some England.
In England,
There
I
was
was
a,
like random. Like,
what about that Patel? So that Patel, New Zealand bowler. No, he
he
wasn't
used to
bad.
open the bowling in '92. Yeah.
He wasn't bad. Andre Adams, but I don't think he played much ODI
No, I
cricket.
don't think he play. Yeah.
Good old Ashley Giles.
Ashley Giles. No, not in ODIs.
Who was that player? The South Africa. Was it Peterson?
Robin Peterson. He's decent.
Yeah. Oh
There's
no,
Paul
Nicky
Harris.
Boye.
Paul
Nicky
Harris.
Boye.
Nicky Boye. But he was a decent batter actually. Could like bat at 8 or
Number
9.
9. No, 8, 9. Look, okay. I think I'm going Ramesh Pawar.
Yeah, let's go with that. So we've got what, Imran Farhat, Craig Cummings.
James
Then
Vince,
who was at three? James Vince at three. Then we had
Scott Styris. Come on, yes.
Scott Styris, yeah. Scott Styris at four. Darren Lima at five. Omar Akmal
Yeah.
at six.
Kamran Akmal at 7. No,
Cameron
yes.
Akmal
Darren
Dominic
Newman
Cork,
5.
eight.
Kamran, and then 8 was the guy. Oh, Chris Harris. Then Khalid
Chris Harris at
Mahmood,
eight.
Mohammad
Yeah,
Sami, and Ramesh Pawar.
there you go. What an 11.
Well, I don't know what this 11 is. It's the most random 11 we've ever come up with. But it's quite telling that not, well, I was about to say not a single Australian, then I remember Darren Lehman is sitting right in
Darren
the middle
Lehman.
of this 11. Who's the captain? Who's the captain?
Is there a captain? Is there a captain in this team? Maybe we
There
should have had
must
like
be.
a. We
Khalid
should have had
Mahmood.
Joe in there.
Khalid Mahmood. Finished off.
Yeah, there you
Khalid
go.
Mahmood.
There you go.
He was the
There you go.
captain. He was the captain. And 12th man was none other than the great Azam Khan. Okay? No, I'm joking. Who is it? You have to think of someone who's a horrible fielder. And unfortunately, I can think of many who would
Many
make it.
Pakistani.
Yeah, so Saidan. Inzamam ul Haq. Throw it in. Actually, he
There
was
you
a
go.
good catcher. So never mind. Whatever it is, doesn't
Mohammad
matter.
Yusuf.
Mohammad Yusuf.
All right. Well,
Osama
there you
Mir
have
kar
it.
diya, Osama Mir kar do. Jo David Warner, the catch. Okay. That's it. There you go. There you have it. This was a bit of an interesting one, Zad, because we didn't come prepared for this. We this was quite, we went with our intuition. All the stats gurus will tell us we made massive mistakes, but I think this is when choosing an 11 is most fun, right? You go by instinct, you go by intuition, you go by who you think belongs there, as opposed to number crunching and just going by hard
Yeah.
facts. Because I always say there's always more to cricket than just numbers and averages and strike rates. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Zahid. And to our fans, please let us know what you think. There are a few debatable choices here. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight because I think Stain and Donald, it's a tough one. A part of me thinks you need express space in Dale State. I don't think I'm going to sleep well. But please let us know what you think. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.